behind you. Okay. I want to thank our sponsors, the people that have helped us for the last 6 years get to where we are today to be able to present all this to you. The Silver City Jam Band, every Friday night presenting music, sing-alongs, performances at the Lutheran Church of the Risen Savior on La Cañada at 6 o'clock every Friday night. The Country Fair White Elephant, who has given us a grant every year, except for the 1 year we forgot to apply because of COVID. Thank you, White Elephant. Who works for the White Elephant here? Thank all of you guys. Thank you very much. The Arizona Commission on the Arts, who keeps coming up with new names for grants that we can apply for, and they've been extremely kind to us, been really, really nice. Arizona Commission on the Arts, thank you. Green Valley Concert Band, who plays in the band? Here. Nobody in this audience? Who goes to their concerts? Yeah, all of y'all, because I've seen y'all there. 600, 700 people at a time. They've got one coming up on March 6th, and they invited me to play some keyboard. I'm terrified because, you know me, I've been playing keyboard for 3 years, but you know, what the heck. They're going to have a Beatles medley, and it's called Let the Good Times Roll, March 6th, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Don't try to go to an evening concert there either. Our programs are printed by Parcel Plus that does shipping, and they do a whole bunch of other things. They print our programs. They do a really fine job printing. And also, Don Overturf is, in my opinion, the best accountant, tax guy in Green Valley. He does my taxes every year. I always get back enough to pay for him. So, you know, that's my criteria. And then let's talk about the Green Valley News and what they do for us. The articles, how many people read the article in the paper? Yes, absolutely. We're being visited by aliens, but I'm sure it will go away. I have no idea where that's coming from. But yeah, I know. My ears hurt too. Yeah, Steve, I have no idea. He found it. There you go. And Steve Schmidt, doesn't take him long. Chairman of the board, Mr. Steve Schmidt up there working the board. Thank you, Steve. It came back. I don't know what happened there. But the Green Valley News, they've really done some wonderful things for us. Our photo essays once a month and our feature articles on our groups. You probably read about Will and Bill 4-Acre this time. And then Seth Scher, who's actually Dan Scher's son, designed our logo for us. Really nice guy.
Larry, that is your guitar screaming at us.
My guitar screaming at you?
Yes.
Is it not screaming at you anymore?
It is not screaming anymore.
Okay, well then, I'm going to use Grandpa Cal's microphone.
You got it.
Okay. All right, silence your phones, and unless you're singing with us, don't take your masks off. Have them over your mouth and nose. As somebody once said, it's a mask, not a chin strap. But I don't know how many of you know people who have COVID, but we know lots of people who have COVID. And fortunately, I watch the numbers daily. We are over this surge, not entirely, but we're back to where we were about 5 weeks ago, which was tolerable if we can get back to where we were 8-10 weeks ago. I'm actually thinking about, I have not had the open jam the last couple of months. I'm thinking of starting that up at the beginning of March. Have a rock jam, have a jazz jam, open jams. So if you want to know how to find out about those, just write to me. You know, you got my phone number. You got my email address. You probably know where I live. I'm not going to give you my Social Security number. No, and I'm not going to pay to have a piano shipped here. Okay, none of those things. But I have a guy in, I have a couple more things. These little envelopes here, these are extremely important to us. Please take them home and use them as you will. Everybody's name is in the program who's donated in the last 2 years, and if we missed your name in the last 2 months, if you've donated, we certainly apologize for not getting you in there. But without our donors, we would not be able to do this. Our donors pretty much support as much as the Arizona Arts does. Really amazing, really amazing. Thank you so much. I want to talk to you about our virtual shows, because you notice that we're taping every show that we do. We videotape it. We hire Jack Dalton, Dalton Creative out of Phoenix, and Jack here comes and videotapes, and then he produces it, puts together the 3 different cameras. I do the mixing. We put the whole thing together. We create a virtual show, and we put it out there. We did that last year, too, and we had 3 shows last year. We had 3 shows, we had 1,800 views. 1,800 views. This year, we've done 3 shows. We've had 120 views. What is going on? I don't know. We're charging $5 this year, and we based it upon that 1,800 number last year and thought if we got half of those people to watch it at $5, we'd be able to break even this year. And right now, we're so far below budget, you can't even believe it. So I think one of the problems might have been we were using Vimeo. How many people know what Vimeo is? And that's none of you. Well, there's 2 of you out there. Yeah, that's right. Will, you know what, and my wife knows what Vimeo is. How many people know what YouTube is? Oh, yeah. Okay, you got YouTube on your smart TV, don't you? Well, just go on your smart TV and search for Green Valley's Got Talent, and all of our shows are there. You don't have to pay for them. They're free. However, you know our budget sucks. So if you go out there and you watch a show, go on our website and buy a ticket to the show and give us $5. Or if you decide to donate, you can donate at the same time. We need to somehow make up that amount so we can keep doing what we're doing. We tried to do that because we knew we were going to have limited seating this year. So there's a seat in between everybody that we're giving up the revenue from. So we seat about 120 in a place that holds 200. We went from 2 shows to 1 because it was brutal on the performers. And we did the virtual shows because we wanted to make it more accessible to people. We wanted people to be able to watch from the safety of their homes and at their comfort. So if you're here and you want to go watch it, go watch it. If you feel like giving us money, that's fine. But if you're here and you have friends that didn't come, go talk to them and say, hey, you ought to see that the virtual Green Valley's Got Talent. Only cost you $5. I just went to the movies yesterday. It cost me $30. Okay? And I think we got better entertainment here. But anyhow. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I've got this guy in Minnesota that used to be on the board. He keeps sending me this stuff, and I just can't use this stuff up. So on Sunday morning, this little boy was staring up at the plaques in the front of in the narthex of the church, and the minister came up, and the little boy said, what are the names on these plaques? And he said, well, those are our members who died in the service. And the little boy thought about it for a while and said, was that the 9 o'clock or the 11 o'clock? Okay. Then there's the guy that went down to the pond. This is in the South. Went down to the pond, had a bucket. He was going to go try to get some fish out of the pond. He noticed there's a whole bunch of naked women out there swimming in his pond. And they swam to the far end and said, don't try to make us come out of here. He says, well, I'm not here to look at you. I came to feed the alligator. John O'Loughlin, what do you have to say about that?
What I have to say is it's time for an Ole and Lena joke.
Oh, Ole and Lena.
Ole and Lena.
This is John O'Loughlin. This is my good friend of the show. He's been on the show a number of times, and he's from Minnesota.
Minnesota. And this is Larry Wooster, of course, the Mr. Green Valley's Got Talent here. So, okay, so it's Valentine's Day. So this is a story about relationships. So Ole and Lena had been married quite a while, but Ole went to church at the Lutheran church, and Pastor Peterson had been speaking, and so Ole's feeling kind of religious, and he's laying out in his hammock, and he's looking up at the clouds, and he's thinking religious thoughts, and he just speaks to God for the first time in his life, and he says, God, so why did you make Lena so plump and so cuddly? And all of a sudden, out of the clouds, God says, so she would love you, Ole. Ole's taken aback, and he says, well, God, why'd you make her so stupid? And God says, so she would love you, Ole. Have you got a song for us?
I got the theme song, and everybody knows the theme song. My wife told me nobody was singing along last time. All you got is 3 words. Sing, love, and dance. They're right here. You want me to turn it towards you so that you can get it? Because I can never remember them.
Okay, I'll point them out at the right time, okay?
Okay, and if I mess up, you're going to help me, right?
Yeah.
When I was a young man, my daddy told me A lesson he learned was a long time ago. If you want to have someone to hold on to, you're gonna have to learn to let go. You got to sing like you don't need the money. Love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. Gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. This is the part, like, I don't need the money, so I don't have to play anything right now. All I got to do is kind of pretend like I'm playing and you think I'm doing it. Now here is the one thing that I keep forgetting. When everything is falling apart, in life as in love, you know I need to remember there's such a thing as trying too hard. You got to sing like you don't need the money. Love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. You got to come from the heart if you want it to work. You got to sing like you don't need the money. Love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. Got to come from the heart if you want it to work. Got to come from the heart if you want it to work.
Thank you, Larry.
Oh, look who's here. It's Grandpa Cal.
I was just in the neighborhood.
Just in the and you didn't have much to do, I take it.
Right.
So you thought you'd come see me. All right, Cal. What do you got on your mind?
I got a poem, of course. This is Green Valley Romance.
Woo.
I'll admit it was quite a treat when she moved in across the street. She was young, just a little over 60, and but the way she moved, mighty nifty. She was a widow, I soon learned, and I was too old, but still I yearned to maybe have a chat or two, maybe more than a how do you do. But she volunteered, was gone all day. I never knew just what to say when she'd get home in the afternoon, so I'd smile and wave, dull as a loon. But then there came that fateful day when the fates rose up and had their say. She came home, I saw her walk in, pretty as usual, round, not thin. But today was different. She came back outside, came across the street, hips swinging wide, right up my driveway to my front door, rang my bell. I was stunned for sure. She said, I got an urge to swing tonight, dance with the moon, drink till I'm tight, maybe have some fun after. Are you free? Well, I answered right back, who, me? She said, you seem a really nice guy. I'd love to have you if you'd try. I said, well, gee, I got nothing planned. My night is free. Bring on the band. She said, great. I'll go get my party togs now that I have you to watch my dogs. Oh, it's hell when you're as old as me or dates a dog when the night is free.
Grandpa Cal Lambert.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grandpa. He recited that a couple of years ago, and I said, it's Valentine's Day. You must recite that poem for me. Thank you so much. I think we have a little transition here, and our house band, this is Mr. Jim Nordstrom, Mr. Bill Foraker, and Jim White over here on the guitar. They're going to And this is an Irishman who goes into O'Loughlin's bar, of course, in up there in Minnesota. And every Saturday night he orders 3 Guinness and drinks them down and leaves. And after a number of Saturdays, the bartender, Patty again, asked him, he said, so what is the deal with these 3 Guinness? He said, well, one is for me brother in Australia, and one is for me brother in Ireland. And every Saturday night we get together and we order 3 drinks, and we drink one for me and one for him and one for him. And the bartender said, well, fair enough. And a while later he comes in and he orders 2 Guinness. And the bartender's kind of afraid to ask. But he finally asks, he goes, does something happen to one of your brothers? He said, oh, no, that's me. I gave up drinking. This is Mr. Dan Stokes.
I picked out, I've got 3 songs to do. And it's pretty tough to pick out 3 songs to do out of a list of, maybe a couple hundred songs. But I picked out 3 songs and didn't use them. And now I'm down to the 3 that I'm gonna use. But while I was standing outside, I changed the first one. So, because the first song I had done last year for I don't know how many people were here last year. I think there were 6? Yeah, about 6. But this is a song that I started playing back in the 60s, and Love and Spoonful did the song, and I heard it. But it was actually written back in the 20s, but not these 20s, the ones that came the last time. So this is, it's called Wild About My Lovin', and I had done this last year, but I just love the song. Listen here, people, I'm about to sing a song. Go St. Louis, and I won't be long, 'cause I'm wild about my lovin'. I like to have my fun. If you wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. Sergeant Jones, chief of police, women around here won't let me see no face, 'cause I'm wild about my lovin'. I like to have my fun. You wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. What's the matter with your line? I wanna talk with that high broad of mine. Let me talk it to you. I don't bite my tongue. If you wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. Listen here, people, gonna sing this song. Gone to St. Louis and I won't be long, 'cause I'm wild about my loving. I like to have my fun. If you want to be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. If you want to be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. You want to be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. Hey, thank you very much. Second song's a tune by Tom Waits. He was a great ballad teller, and this is one of his better, if not best, ballads. I went to see him in the late 70s in Lincoln Center. And I'd gotten tickets and didn't know what I was going to see. And a friend of mine said, well, he does like a lot of ballads. And true to form, ballads is what he does. And it's a song called Hold On. They hung a sign up in our town. If you live it up, you won't live it down. She left Monte Rio, son, just like a bullet leaves a gun, with charcoal eyes and Monroe hips. You went and took that California trip. Well, the moon was gold, her hair like wind. She said, don't look back, just come on, Jim. Oh, you got to hold on, hold on. Oh, you got to hold on, take my hand. You got to hold on. Well, he gave her a dime star watch and a ring made from a spoon. Everyone's looking for someone to blame, but you share my bed, you share my name. Well, go ahead and call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. She said, baby, I still love you. Sometimes there's nothing left to do. Oh, you got to hold on, hold on. Oh, you got to hold on and take my hand. I'm standing right here, you got to hold on. God bless your crooked little heart. St. Louis got the best of me. I miss your broken China voice. How I wish you were still here with me. Well, you build it up and you break it down. You burn your mansion to the ground. When there's nothing left to keep you here. When you're falling behind in this big blue world, oh, you got to hold on, hold on. Oh, you got to hold on. You take my hand, I'm standing right here. You got to hold on. down by the Riverside Motel. It's 10 below and falling. By a 99-cent store, she closed her eyes and started swaying. But it's so hard to dance that way when it's cold and there's no music. Well, your old hometown's so far away, but inside your head there's a record that's playing a song called Hold On, Hold On. Oh, you got to hold on, take my hand, I'm standing right here, you got to hold on. You got to hold on, hold on. Oh, you got to hold on, you take my hand, I'm standing right here, you got to hold on. You got to hold on, you got to hold on.
All right, Dan. Well, part of our routine here is to ask a few questions of the person who's making the music. And you've got a rather unusual piece of clothing on. Tell us a little bit about your shirt.
Well, it's a Western style shirt with snaps.
Okay. Oh, I like it.
Has like the little.
Where did you get that?
I think I got it at the Salvation Army.
Well, they have some beautiful stuff. Well, I also have a kilt, but I've got a kind of a Celtic heritage. Have you got a Celtic heritage?
Scottish, Irish, English.
Yeah, I got all those. All right. So it's not just you want air to where the air usually doesn't go.
No.
All right.
No.
Do you often wear a kilt?
Yeah, I constantly wear a kilt. I think the only time in the last maybe 7 years was when I went for my motorcycle license.
All right. Yeah. Well, I have a motorcycle too, and I can imagine that kind of
Refreshing.
flies up. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Yikes. You know, I should try that on the motorcycle one time.
You should.
Yeah, one time. I think would. You enjoying Dan Stokes? Play us another one.
All right. Thank you, John. Last one is a song by Leon Russell. And Larry and I were talking earlier about some of the best love songs. I guess, should we qualify that as best rock love songs? No, okay. Best love songs written. And this is one of them. The other one was by Bob Dylan. And it was, what was that one? Make You Feel My Love. And a friend of mine, his son was getting married, and his son asked him to sing a song for the wedding, the wedding song. So he called me up sort of in a panic saying, what should I play? What should I play? I said, you should play To Make You Feel My Love by Bob Dylan. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, but I'm not doing the Bob Dylan song, but I digress. I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs, I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life in stages with 10,000 people watching. We're alone now and I'm singing this song for you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I treated you unkindly, darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Baby, can't you see through me? 'Cause we're alone now and I'm singing this song for you. You taught me precious secrets, truth withholding nothing. You came out front and I was hiding. Now I'm so much better. If my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding. I love you in a place where there's no space or time. I love you for my life, you are a friend of mine. When my life is over, remember when we were together. But we're alone now and I'm singing this song for you. We're alone now and I'm singing this song for you. We're alone now and I'm singing my song for you.
Dan Stokes, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now it's time once again for the adventures of Mrs. Midge Baxter, HOA President. Let's listen in as Midge Baxter takes a few phone calls from the residents of Desert Utopia 6. Green Valley is the place to be. Desert living is the life for me. Sand lizards and saguaros too. Gimme guacamole, a beer, and a whirlpool too.
Hello, this is Midge Baxter, HOA President.
Hello, Mrs. Baxter. This is Ruby Dombrowski from 1772 Rio Local. I know that you are busy, but I just have to let you know about that flag Bitsy Murray is flying outside her place. It's a huge flag, and it has an Irish shamrock on it. Do you suppose it's to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Well, Mrs. Baxter, we are not Irish, and we don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and it's blocking my view of Mount Wrightson. She's been flying that flag since Groundhog's Day. Isn't there some HOA rule that says you cannot fly a St. Patrick's Day flag until at least Valentine's Day? Oh, and the size of that flag. It's as big as a bed sheet. We're talking queen size here.
We hear and feel your pain. Now, Ruby, we also are not Irish, and we have no affiliation with those of Irish descent.
Well, then what are you going to do about it?
We are taking the matter under advisement, and we will be processing your complaint.
Ooh, it's not really a complaint. Oh, and please don't tell Bitsy I called you. I don't want to get on her bad side.
Oh, so you're asking us to intervene on your behalf without disclosing that you are the complainant?
Well, yes, if you could.
Well, by the way, are you still flying that Green Bay Packers flag that you've had up since July 2018? The one that blocks Bitsy's view of Elephant Head?
Well, we're from Wisconsin. If we didn't fly a Green Bay Packer flag, how would people know that we're from Wisconsin? Everybody from Wisconsin has Packer stuff in their yard. It's kind of like an unwritten rule for us. Actually, displaying Packer paraphernalia down here is really not optional, for us Wisconsinites.
We are not amused. Goodbye, Mrs. Drombowski. Hello, this is Midge Baxter.
I hate to bother you, but I'm at my wit's end.
Who's calling, may I ask?
It's Mrs. Thomas Farnsworth.
Oh, hello, Agatha.
Mrs. Baxter, it's about my next-door neighbor, Tilly.
Well, what's up with Tilly?
Well, she's got herself a goat. A goat! Is that allowed?
Well, as it happens, Tilly contacted me about this matter last week. She says the goat is an emotional support animal. Have you ever heard of that, Agatha?
Well, no. What's an emotional support animal?
An emotional support animal is a service animal that helps a person get through difficult times, and it helps them deal with loneliness, depression, anxiety, and trauma.
I never heard of that.
Is the goat bothering you or your guests?
Well, it bleats once in a while, but I guess it's not too noisy. I hardly ever have any guests these days. Most of my friends have passed on, and I don't have any children.
Well, did you know that Tilly was having a hard time after her husband passed away?
She never mentioned anything to me, but I hardly see her anymore. You know, I don't get out much these days. I don't even get out to the patio much.
Have you ever had a pet, Agatha?
Years ago, when Tom was still alive, but not for a long time.
Well, have you considered getting a dog? It might give you a reason to get out and get a little exercise.
Oh, maybe you don't know, but I need to use a walker these days. I couldn't handle a dog.
Well, what about a cat? Would you like to have a cat?
Well, maybe it would be nice to have a cat. I've always kind of liked cats.
Well, it just so happens that I know of an adorable cat that's available for someone like you. Did you hear that Beth O'Brien passed away?
No, I had no idea.
Well, yes, that was a few days ago. We're looking for someone to adopt her cat. It's a very pretty tabby. What do you think?
I would like that. Thanks for thinking of me.
Well, I'll drop the cat off this afternoon. I think you'll love it. Its name is Blossom.
Blossom. Such a pretty name. Thanks, Mrs. Baxter.
Oh, see you this afternoon, Agatha. Bye now. Hello, this is Midge Baxter, HOA president.
Midge, it's Sterling Mossbottom. I have the place with the big saguaro at 1797 Rio Loco.
Well, we are well aware where you live, Mr. Mossbottom. You've called us in the past.
Well, I've been watching the place across from mine, and I've got something to report.
Do tell, Mr. Mossbottom.
Yeah, it's the place at 1798 Rio Loco. They've got their garage door open at least 23 minutes a day.
23 minutes a day.
But to be more exact, it's 23.3 minutes a day, or as we engineers say, a mean of 23.3 minutes a day.
Indeed. So, Mr. Mossbottom, how is it that you know that their garage door is open 23.3 minutes a day?
Well, I use a stopwatch and I keep meticulous records.
Excel spreadsheet, Mr. Mossbottom?
Well, precisely.
Oh, so how long have you been charting the ups and downs, the openings and closings, the ins and outs of the garage at 1798 Rio Loco?
Well, 27 and a half days. I think my sample size is adequate to establish an HOA rule violation.
You're speaking of the 20-minute limit for garage doors to be open?
That's the one. By the way, that rule could be somewhat more precise.
Elaborate for me, Mr. Mossbottom. We're all ears.
Well, the rule states that garage doors may not be open for more than 20 minutes. The rule doesn't mention whether that 20-minute limit applies to a period of a year or a month or a week, but I doubt any of those was the original intent. Now, all of those options would be unnecessarily restrictive, and no one wants overly restrictive rules, do they?
We couldn't agree more, Mr. Mossbottom.
Yeah, here we go. Of course, no one needs 20 minutes to unload their groceries or to pack up a few things for a camping trip. So the rule obviously would apply not to each time one enters or exits one's garage. So with that in mind, although the HOA garage door opening limit doesn't specify, it must be a daily limit. Could we amend that rule at the next annual meeting to specify daily limit? Just to make it clear and to avoid unnecessary calls to the HOA, you do get unnecessary bothersome calls now and then, don't you?
Well, we have been known to get unnecessary and bothersome calls.
So, where do we go from here? I mean, I've been thinking...
Oh, Sterling, your training was in engineering?
Yeah, you bet. MIT, class of 68.
And you keep your stopwatch at the ready.
Well, I suppose it's ready. It's built into my smartwatch.
Sterling, have you ever played chess?
Well, I actually played quite a bit of chess back in the dorms at MIT. Got pretty good at it, but hardly ever played since then. Just a few times with the nephews and nieces, you know.
Do you know Charlie Boswell?
No, who is Charlie Boswell?
Well, Charlie lives a few streets over from you on Calle de la Piñata. He's a Caltech grad, class of 69 or 70. Charlie's dying to find someone to play chess with.
Well, maybe we could do one of those chess games where you make your moves through the computer and then you never have to leave your house. That way, I think it would be a really thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we think there would be a lot to be said for actually playing with Charlie in person. Exercise, fresh air on your walk over there. You could play chess on his patio. He's got a great view of the mountains, maybe a cerveza or two and some guacamole. How does that sound? Oh, and you'll love this. Charlie always plays with one of those stopwatches you see at chess matches.
Oh, could you introduce us?
Oh, we'd love to.
And what about that garage door being open too long, huh? What about that?
Well, if you've got a regular chess date with Charlie, your spreadsheet may no longer be up to date and precise enough to justify taking action against the garage door violators.
And maybe that's not such a bad thing, Mrs. Baxter?
Maybe not such a bad thing, Mr. Mossbottom. Hello, this is Midge Baxter.
Oh, hi there. This is Walt Weatherby. I bought the Lopez's place.
Oh, well, welcome to the neighborhood, Mr. Weatherby. What can we do for you?
Well, I've got an idea for the common area in between Calle Gato and Rio Loco.
Oh, well, we're all ears, Mr. Weatherby. What do you have in mind?
Well, I sent you an email. Did you get it?
Let's see. Give us a second and we'll see if I can read it. Oh, yes, something came through just now. Did you send us a petition?
That's right.
For a javelina petting zoo?
Yeah, you bet. That's me. Right.
Yeah, well, you want to create an enclosure in the common area, do you?
We do, and we want to get some baby javelinas because my grandchildren love those baby javelinas, and we think we can put them in the enclosure and they can pet them when they're here. And then maybe we can train them, put on some little collars and some leashes, take them for walks, maybe even teach them how to fetch.
Yeah, your petition is signed by Jason Weatherby, Justin Weatherby, Sarah Ann Weatherby, and Casper Weatherby. Relations, Mr. Weatherby?
Well, of course, those are my grandkids.
Oh, are any of your grandchildren over 55 and residents of our HOA, Mr. Weatherby?
Heavens, no. They're preteens.
Well, I've noticed your wife's name, Rhonda, is not on the petition. I don't see her name there.
Yeah, Rhonda doesn't really think it's such a good idea. She thinks that like baby javelinas grow into big javelinas and get really stinky and probably, wouldn't make such good pets when they get big.
Oh, well, we may need to get Rhonda involved in our HOA. Have her give us a call.
Okay, well, what about my project? What do I need to do to get it underway?
Well, first, at least get 20 names on your petition of residents of the HOA who support your proposal. Grandchildren don't count. Then place the petition in a hermetically sealed container for a period of at least 2 years and bury that container somewhere in your yard, but don't mark the spot. Dig up that petition after at least 2 years and read it carefully on a day when you're sober. If you still think it makes sense, submit it to the HOA board for consideration at that time.
So, no go?
Oh, yeah, about as likely as a Green Valley snowman lasting into July. Hello, this is Midge Baxter,
Well, hey there.
HOA president.
Hey there, Midge. It's Skip from the post office.
Well, what seems to be the matter, Skip?
Well, we got a package down here that is addressed to you, and it smells awful. Excuse my French, but it smells like poop. It stinks so bad that our mail carrier doesn't even want to have it in her truck.
Oh, does it have a return address?
Yeah, it says Robert Marlowe.
Oh, well, we have received several complaints about Mr. Marlowe. There are allegations that he doesn't pick up after his Great Dane. We spoke to him about this matter, and then he sent me a time-stamped photograph of his pets dropping and his efforts to bag same. He promised to send me further evidence of his meticulous attention to our rules about bagging doggy doo. I suspect that the package in your possession is Mr. Marlowe's attempt to provide further documentation of his innocence of any rule infraction. Needless to say, we are not amused.
Ooh.
Yes, please refuse delivery and return the package to the sender.
Gotcha.
That's the show band. This is Mr. Jerry Leggett.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. What? Let's give the band another round of applause. Aren't they just amazing? How about if we go to Hawaii Island? How about if we kind of watch those green sea turtles? We watch that mama as she nestles that baby, and we see where that takes us. This is a song written by my partner Patsy and me. And it goes something like this. Mama turtle got a style. Yes, she does. He called her flip-flap nestle. Yeah. Mama turtle got a style. Called her flip-flap nestle. Hoo, hoo, hoo. She crawl up on the sand, show you that she can do the nestle. Do the nestle. We're gonna flip flap. Here we go. Flip flap. Ooh, flip flap. Can you see those turtles doing that? Have you seen that before? Flip, flip, flap. Flip flap. Everybody got a style. They can do the flip-flap nestle. You got your style. You can do that. Everybody got a style. Come on. Do that flip-flap nestle. We need more of that right now in our world. So find yourself some space. Get moving to the pace. Do the nestle. Ooh, bring it down now. Here we go. Flip-flap. Yeah, 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 flip, flap, ooh, flip, flip, flap, love to watch them, flip, flip, flap, Mama Turtle got that style, let's do it again, here we go, flip, flap, ooh, flip, flap, getting ready, flip, flap. Yeah! Flip, flap, nestle! Wow. More than ever, our world needs heroes. And a hero, turns out, is an everyday person who makes a difference right where they are. And so I wrote this song in the midst of COVID, and it's all about you. Be the change you wish to see. Be the one who stays with me. Be the shelter in the clouds. Be a hero now. Be a hero now. See the change you wish to be. Trust the power of the we. Listen deeply, 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 dare to risk. Be a hero now. Be a hero now. Everyday heroes lighting the way. They look like you, sound like me every day. Everyday heroes act like we. So let us be the change we wish to see. Be beloved community that all may thrive and feel alive. Be a hero now. Be a hero. just be a hero right now, right here. Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Jerry,
Hey, Larry.
how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to, when you sang that song for us during your audition, it just reminded me of who knew we had so many heroes, except for the last 2 years. What do you do on a daily basis now? Tell me about your work right now, because you've had such an incredible life. I don't want to dive into it. We'd be here till next week. But what are you doing right now in your life?
Well, I'm making music, and I love that. That's how I breathe. I think all of us are looking to breathe right now just a little easier, and so had the opportunity to take some of my professional experience and work with the Arizona State Health Department to talk with people with COVID and try to help people sort of make it through the day and figure out what we can do to make our families safe and make our communities safe. And it goes pretty well with my life mission to kind of be with people placed at risk.
Yeah, it's one of those things that makes me feel like I should do more, and your life inspires me. Jerry has worked his entire life for peace, justice, humanity. I'm going to get all choked up, Jerry, but it's a wonderful thing. You're going to sing another song for us right now that's going to kind of get us all into it.
I think we're all going to sing a song, and again, thanks to this amazing, talented group of people back here. This is a song that I think we need today more than ever. You'll recognize it. Some of us are old enough to remember it. And it's a song that calls us to just stand together and to be together so we could stand by me. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't. I'll try not to be afraid just as long as you stand. And if you can't stand, you'll walk with me, be with me, darling, darling, stand by me. Come on, sing it with me. Stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me, stand. Come on. Let's do the chorus. Sing it with me. Darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Walk with me. Be with me. If the sky that we look upon feels like it would crumble, feels like it's falling, what do we do then? How are we to be together? Darling, darling, stand by me. Darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Can you feel someone near you? Do you know you're not alone? We're together. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me. Walk with me, be with me, darling. Stand by me, stand stand by me. Darling, stand by me, stand by me. And the choir sing it one more time. Let's go, come on. Stand by me. Ooh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Yeah, we can do that. Go Green Valley!
Jerry Leggett. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. Met a Jinso barroom queen in Memphis. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. She had to heave me right across her shoulder, 'cause I just can't seem to drink you off my mind. Honky tonk woman. Give me the honky tonk blues. She's a honky tonk woman. Give me. All right. Well, as we're setting up here, I'm reminded of what we do here in Green Valley's Got Talent is to, we try to get you to understand. Could you be cuter? No, I don't think so. We try to get you to understand the potential of human life, and so we bring people that are talented in our community that we find, that we discover to stage. But then every year we give back to our community because we think that the next generation is going to enrich us even more. And so every year we give a grant to a school in the area. And this year it goes to the, is it actually called the Tubac Montessori School? Or is it, actually it's called the Montessori Schools de Santa Cruz. It's in Tubac right now, but it's moving to Amado. Correct. And which one of you is, that's right there. Say something about your school.
Something about my school.
Tell them. What I told her to say.
She's heard of the show before.
Tell me about your school.
Well, Montessori de Santa Cruz is a preschool, and next year will be preschool through 8th grade, but right now we're preschool through 6th grade. And we teach using the Montessori methods. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but we follow the student's development instead of a grade kind of tells us what to teach. The student tells us what to teach. So we follow their interests, and we use a lot of hands-on materials and stuff in the classroom, and nature and music. So that's what we do.
And what did you write the grant for? What are we going to be getting you? Yeah, there you go. This is Gerald, our treasurer. He's got the big check. We didn't have one of those big checks, but it's big in dollars, so go ahead.
So there's a material, if anybody's familiar with Montessori, all of our materials are handmade and they're made out of natural things that exist in nature. So all of the things that the students use are usually wooden or metal or something like that. We don't use a lot of plastic items. And the reason we wrote the grant is because we're looking to purchase a set of bells. They're called the Montessori bells. And it's a material that's in every classroom, and the students learn discipline, but they also learn, musical notes, and it's a good beginning instrument, and it kind of mimics a xylophone. So that's really what we wanted. Montessori bells are very expensive, but we found a really good, affordable option that are handmade. So that's what we wanted to purchase with it.
Very, very good. And do you like music?
Yes.
What do you do with music?
Sing.
You sing, and what do you do?
Dance and sing.
Dance and sing. We've had some really great dancers here on this stage. How about you?
Dance.
Dancing as well? That's very, very cool. They're going to sing a song? Oh, cool. Okay.
Well, we thought everybody could join. The whole crowd could sing with us, because I think everyone knows the words.
Do you know the more we get together? Okay, here we go.
Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. And my friends are your friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be.
Green Valley's Got Talent, class of 2072.
Okay, could it be any cuter than that? Yes, we love it. And we love that you guys are going to get some more music in your lives next year. So thank you so much for applying for the grant. We're so happy we can do this.
Thank you.
Where's Denny? We want a picture, Denny.
Oh, yeah. You got some pictures, Denny?
Get up here, Larry.
I think. Or can I stay down here with them?
Yeah, you can stay down there with them.
Yeah, I can stay.
If I
Can you
get down there
everybody
with
in
them,
here?
I'll never get up again.
That's right. I may never get up. Yep. Okay.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Look at Denny. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Ray, I get involved with music more than most people, but I have to tell you, I don't know the difference between a euphonium and a baritone. And my guess is there are some people out here that don't either.
How about if we let one of the euphonium players tell you?
Okay, well, fill us in. Have you got a euphonium there, or is that a baritone?
Euphonium. These are euphoniums.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a euphonium, but there are baritones that look very similar to this, but there's some differences in the way they're constructed and the way the tubing is built and made. The baritone has a little brighter sound, and the euphonium has a little darker, richer sound.
Oh, richer. Is this a little bit of euphonium prejudice?
Euphoria.
Euphoria. Yeah.
So you've also got French horn and some tubas, right? Excellent.
Whole brass family.
The whole brass family. Excellent. Excellent. We were going to have this band here last month, but a chunk of them came down with a nasty disease known as COVID. How many people survived?
Well, almost all of these.
Almost all these people made it? Okay. Everybody's healthy now? No diseases that were spreading or anything? Okay. All right. Well, you know, we don't see many euphoniums, and when I go to a jazz club, I never see a euphonium there, even a French horn. So it's nice to see all these instruments, and it's sounding great. Keep up the good work.
I have one word.
Yes.
I just wanted to introduce our in-house composer, arranger, Jim Parcel, first trombone. The first two pieces, and there'll be two more that Jim has done. He's a marvelous arranger for us. His stuff, we don't like him sometimes because it's too tough, but it's great stuff.
The last thing we're going to do is we're going to show a very short video by a man named Bill Webb, and Bill is here with us today. I don't know if you've seen this before. We did this a couple of months ago. Bill was a music educator in the state of Minnesota, a trumpet player, a band a conductor, composer too, composer, arranger, and he got a sinus infection, and he's now in this wheelchair. A combination of a steroid and an antibiotic put him in the wheelchair, and so he can no longer do his duties as a band leader. And so he retired, came to Green Valley, and said, "Well, what can I do with my life? So what I can do is I can follow one of my other passions. I can no longer do the things I used to do." So he started taking photographs. And so what he's put together here is a montage of photographs that he took here in Green Valley. And Bill, I want you to say a few words here. I'm not really sure what question I have for you. Was I accurate in what I said?
It was very good, Larry. In essence, much like many of the people on stage, I've led my entire life in the musical arts. And when that was taken away from me about 7 years ago, I sort of refocused my life a little bit in terms of my artistic endeavors and turned it to the beauty that's around us visually. And the visual arts here in Green Valley are just spectacular. So I hope you enjoy the photography that I'll share with you now.
Well, thank you, Bill, and I thank you for your contribution. One of the quotes, there's a newspaper article that I have by you, and there was at an event that was honoring you in Minnesota, and it said, "Bill's a lifelong teacher, and he's still teaching us. He's teaching us how to persevere in the face of, that's so much lemonade out of those lemons that life handed you." Thank you so much, Bill.
Thanks, Larry.
You're very welcome. So we're going to show this film.
I love you, Arizona. Your mountains, deserts, and streams. The rise of Dos Cabezas and the outlaws I see in my dreams. I love you, Arizona. Superstitions and all, the warmth you give at sunrise. Your sunsets put music in a soul. Arizona, you're the magic in me. Ooh, Arizona, you're the lifeblood of me. I love you, Arizona. Desert dust on the wind, the sage and cactus are blooming, and the smell of the rain on your skin. Ooh, Arizona, you're the magic in me. Ooh, Arizona, you're the lifeblood of me.
Yeah, this is our longest show ever. We have a Guinness World Record for the longest Green Valley's Got Talent. I want to thank the Silver City Jam Band. Every Friday night they get together and make music at the Lutheran Church of the Risen Savior over on La Cañada every Friday night at 6 o'clock until Easter, so they've got a few more. The Country Fair White Elephant and the Arizona Commission on the Arts has given us grants. We want to thank those folks. As always, our friends at the Green Valley News have done a wonderful thing by putting in, if you didn't see the article on Mike in there, you should go back to last Wednesday and read it. And yeah, it was a good article, wasn't it? Yeah. Did you tell them to lie about you? And yeah, okay. It was a great article. Parcel Plus prints our programs, and Steve, 345. Oh, it was muted. I see. Yeah, that's not good. It's not good keeping it muted. Parcel Plus prints the programs. Don Overturf, who runs Parcel Plus, does my taxes and a lot of other people's taxes in town. Yeah, I know. I just keep wondering how many years can I get a refund. Okay. And the Green Valley Concert Band, of course, always. Green Valley Concert Band, the brass choir was here from there. I want to thank them. I want to thank the volunteers. We have a great set of volunteers here who help us run this thing. There's some of their volunteers in here. Oh, give them a hand. Thank you, volunteers. Who am I forgetting, John? Who did I forget to thank? We thanked the board members earlier. We thanked the volunteers. What about me? No, we don't thank me. You know, I don't know exactly what I would do if I didn't do things like this, but it's just kind of who I am. Sorry, sweetie. But I want to thank my loving wife who supports me through all of this, and that's Leslie. She's right there. Thank you, Leslie. I'm sure that I'm forgetting to thank. I thanked the donors earlier. Thank Mike Finkelstein for coming and performing for us. Thank you so much, Mike. This is Mike and Carl Tootle and Greg Lockley, two of our house band, Jim Nordstrom and Bill Foraker back there. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful part of the show. Thanks for sticking around. Here's Mr. Mike Finkelstein.
Thank you so much, everybody, and thanks for hanging around for the second act. Hopefully we won't disappoint. That, of course, was the Feel So Good, a tune written and played by Chuck Mangione that was on his album of the same name from 1977. I thought today we'll do a sort of a perspective of different types of jazz. And on this last one, you heard Greg Lockley on the guitar. And he and I and Carl Tootle make up this group, backed up by the wonderful house band. So thank you very much. Our next tune we're going to do is a bossa nova. There was a movie, a Brazilian movie called Black Orpheus. And the music for that movie was very popular, written by a gentleman named Luis Bonfa. And the tune has various titles. It could be called A Day in the Life of a Fool, Carnival, Manhã de Carnaval, or as we know it as Black Orpheus. Thank you so much. Once again, that was Greg Lockley on the guitar. And if you like Greg's sounds, you can come on Thursday. There's a free outdoor concert at the Continental Plaza at 3 o'clock, same time as this show started. And it will feature music from the big band Sounds of Green Valley, including Greg on guitar and me on trumpet. If you like Carl's sounds, we will be playing as the Green Valley Stage Band here on Tuesday night, March 22nd at 7 p.m. There may still be tickets available. And Carl's not only a fine musician, he also arranges and composes. And in his spare time, he's a lawyer.
All my harmonies are legal.
It's very harmonious. Now, this next one's a real thrill for me. A little story with this. Back in the late 60s, I was dating a beautiful young woman who went on to become my wife, and we've been married for 51 years. And way back then, I loved playing music. I didn't know much about anything except how to buzz my lips and play a note or two. But I did take some music script and wrote out a few tunes. And there it sat in my drawer with our many moves around the country until about last year or so. I think maybe it had something to do with COVID. We had time on our hands. And I showed Carl this particular piece of music that I had written out. And he took it upon himself to arrange it and actually add some words, which you're not going to hear tonight. But anyway, he made a beautiful tune out of this that I just started the ball rolling. So I want to dedicate this to my wife, Joyce, and I call this Jump for Joyce. This next tune we're going to do is originally written as a bebop. It's called Baggs Groove. Baggs was the nickname for the great vibraphonist, or as somebody recently told me, vibraphonist, Milt Jackson. And he wrote it, and we'd like to do it for you this afternoon. And to help me out with that, I'm going to ask for a wonderful trumpet player who's usually behind the scenes, but today he's going to be joining us, Denny Schruffler.
Well, Mike.
Larry.
How did you... We finally got Denny Schreffler on stage.
I know.
He's been buzzing all around, everywhere. Speaking of people on stage that I never thanked, which is our stage crew, who have been running around like little ants all day long. Our stage crew doing a great job and now turning pages. Why did you choose the trumpet?
Well, anybody read the article in the newspaper? I'm not going to vary from that, you know. When I was in 4th grade, we were told at school we need to either sing or pick an instrument. And even at that early age, I knew that I wanted to put something up to my lips. So at that time, there was a Kleenex commercial on TV featuring none other than Harry James. And the focus of the commercial was to show how strong Kleenex tissue is. And they had him blowing and with his horn up in the air. I didn't pay any attention to the product, but I said, boy, that's what I want to play. I want to be a Harry James. And that's where it all started.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I think I told you once my history with the trumpet, which is my dad played trumpet, loved Harry James. Yep. I took trumpet for 1.5 a year, and they put me back in the beginning class, and I went, this is not destined. This is not destined to happen. What'd you do for a career?
Well, for many years I worked for General Electric, and Joyce and the kids were kind enough to actually keep on moving with me every couple of years when we moved around 13 times. And then after 23 years with GE, I got laid off, which normally would be a terrible thing, and initially I felt bad about it. But what really happened, which was so wonderful, is I got called by a recruiter for an opportunity down in Mexico, and Tucson was too far to drive, and Green Valley was the best city between Tucson and the border. So we located here in '95. And when we decided to retire, Green Valley was and continues to be our home.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah. And did you play trumpet during all those GE years?
Oh, absolutely. A couple of things I would do when I got to a town is I'd look for the first Jewish temple I found, and there was one in town. And I also looked for a band to play in. And because I worked during the day, I normally gravitated to the jazz bands, which rehearsed at night. And so I played a lot there. And when I came here to Green Valley, the Green Valley Concert Band was the only one that was available for me to meet with. They rehearse on Saturdays, so I started going to their rehearsals in 1996. And so I did play every city we lived in.
Oh, very interesting. And Denny, I hear you have an illustrious career with the trumpet. No, you're kind of a hack, but I think they used to play for the horses.
Nay.
Yeah, once you learn it.
When the horses hear that, they go, nay.
It's really great to get you guys on stage. My idea was to get you guys on stage in a duel, a trumpet duel. Instead, you decided to cooperate. Yeah, you didn't. It was not dueling. It was not dueling. You got more for us, Mike?
Well, actually, there was this great trumpet trio that Denny and I both love, but it really calls for a world-class trumpet player. And there's only 2 of us here right now.
Oh, darn. If we only had a world-class trumpet player.
Larry.
What is that?
God?
No, it's Steve.
Oh, Steve. Oh, hi, Steve. Up in the booth.
Did you say world-class trumpet?
I did.
Oh, well, maybe.
Maybe? Are you a trumpeter?
I can be.
You can be? Well, why don't you come down here and give this a try?
Well, okay.
Mr. Steve Schmidt.
You said world-class trumpet?
I said world trumpet.
I got a little confused. I thought you said something else.
Well, it'll have to do, because we've got you down here now. Where's your trumpet? Oh, there's the trumpet. Okay, you got a trumpet? Okay, well, let's see what happens. Mike Finkelstein, Denny Schreffler, Steve Schmidt, Carl Trudel, Greg Lockley, Bill Foraker, Jim Nordstrom. That's our show. Thank you so much. Drive safely.